Welcome back, everybody, to Megaman XDive. I'm joined by my friend David. Say hello to the people.
You're another one, Megaman here. Welcome.
Yes. And today, we go through more levels. Why? Because that's what we do. Okay, as always, we pick a random topic because this game has no freaking story to talk about that's actually worth anything. So, the current trajectory of the DCU, your thoughts?
Honestly, the only thing I'm mixed about is apparently they're doing Super Friends. Sorry, the Super Family. That I'm kind of mixed about. I've never even heard about them until now. But aside from that, I feel like the rest of the DCU is on a good course. They're taking this time. We're not jumping straight into Justice League immediately. So like,
hold on, wait. I'm gonna stop you right there. They're taking their time. In the first movie, they introduced Superman, Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, Peacemaker.
Let me rephrase.
Okay.
Okay, so they are rushing a bit, bringing in something, but honestly, I think it goes well. I feel like it doesn't overpace.
At least Batman vs Superman was the second movie.
Sure, but it put way too much storylines into it. Try to fit the Dark Knight Return, try to fit the
it didn't fit Dark Knight Return. It took panels and then adapted it to the screen. The only real story it adapted was Death of Superman, and even then, not all of it.
Still, I feel like it was way too quick to kill Superman off in the second movie.
No, the reason they did that wasn't Schneider, by the way. That was Warner Brothers.
Fucking course it is.
Yeah. I want to say the death of the Superman was not supposed to happen. That was a Warner Brother decision.
Alright, but anyways, I do like how the DCU is going because next up we do have the Supergirl movie, and then we're going to get Clayface, which is quite interesting. Like, they said before that Clayface is going to be based on the Clayface episode from the Batman animated series, but like,
what does that really mean?
That's what I want to know. Is it only going to be about Clayface? We're gonna have very little Batman, or is it going to be a Batman story just with Clayface as the title?
Could you imagine if they do the thing where, because technically Robert Pattinson's Batman is in a different timeline, they do the Sony strategy of just having a bunch of Batman villains with no Batman in the movies?
I hope not.
They could do it though, because unlike Spider-Man's villains, a lot of Batman's villains don't actually require Batman to be a character.
The only one who do are Joker and...
I don't even think Joker does, because the actual Joker movie was great.
That's a good point.
The thing is, I think Batman has more interesting villains, okay? Falcone, you could basically do a Godfather-type movie. Wonderful.
But they didn't.
Ra's al Ghul, you could basically do the story of them training Damian Wayne to be a fucking killer.
Yes, yeah.
Penguin, oh come on, let's be real here. A mafioso movie would be so sick.
The Penguin show was good.
Exactly. The point is, unlike Spider-Man, or as the critics of Spider-Man call him, the Spooderman, his villains don't actually need him to be interesting.
I suppose, yeah. Batman villains are interesting enough.
Yeah, and Batman villains are iconic.
I just am curious about how they're gonna go with this Clayface movie.
I'm gonna be honest, I really don't want Batman in the DCU. But I know they're gonna do it because they're also working on World's Finest adaptation.
I'm really good with that. You do not want Batman in DC.
No, I want Batman solo. I want him to ignore the rest of his story. I want him to do his own shit in Gotham. Leave Gotham to Batman and have all the other characters in DCU, and only bring in Pattinson's Batman when the stakes actually start to matter.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Because, let's be real here. Let's say they make Superman 2, Man of Tomorrow, and tell me that Corrin Sweat and Pattinson would work well in the same movie. No. Superman Man of Tomorrow, which is the James Gunn's adaptation, which is what he adapted, is too bright and colorful of a movie for Robert Pattinson's The Batman, which apparently, I forgot which comic that one was based on. Yeah, I think it was Batman Hush that it was based on. It's too dark.
Probably.
You would never see. I think part of the reason why I think Batman vs Superman worked tonally is because the first Superman movie, Man of Steel, was a dark movie. It was a very serious movie. So those two fighting each other made sense to me. But if we're gonna do World's Finest, because fun fact, you know why they canceled the World's Finest comics originally?
Why?
Because the writers for Batman and the writers for Superman said to DC, these characters are so different, it is inconceivable that they would be friends.
But you ask me, I kind of like when Superman and Batman are friends. I like it more when they're...
I like it more when they work together, but they're not actually... Well, but they don't fully trust each other.
Yeah.
Because it creates more of a dynamic tension, though. Because if Batman and Superman are just friends all the time... Hear me out first, and then I'll let you explain. If Batman and Superman are just friends all the time, then they're pretty much going to win. There's no tension anymore. You have the Man of Steel and basically the smartest man alive working together. Yeah, you lose the tension. Having Batman constantly distrust Superman over the fact that there is a 1% chance he might snap, I think adds more tension to the stories. Because you want them to win, but you also have to ask yourself, what happens if they do win and something goes wrong after? Now, I'm not saying do Injustice. No, don't do that, okay? Injustice is too controversial of a storyline to do properly for the movies. But to have Batman distrust Superman, I think makes sense. If we're talking about the Silver Age of comics, where they're buddy-buddies and they're the super friends, sure. I can see that, okay? I think Christopher Reeve and Adam West would have been the best of friends in the movies. But I don't think Pattinson and our boy Corin Sweat would be the super best friends, you know? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah,
go ahead.
All right, I get what you're saying. I understand that, but I just can't agree with that. I like it more when they are like when they are friends, but I'm not, but not Silver a super friend. Or like, have you seen the anime movie Batman, Superman, Batman: Public Enemies?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, just like that. That's what I mean. That kind of friendship is the kind I like to see from them, where it's clear they still get along, but also they playfully joke and argue about like that. Again, that's the kind of friendship I like more from Batman and Superman.
I just can't see them as friends.
It just makes for a better character dynamic.
I don't think so, because I think you robbed the story of tension. Because if Batman and Superman are working together, the tension's gone.
No, I have to disagree with that, especially in... I have to completely disagree. There was still tension in the... Still be tension. Like,
yeah, but there would be more tension.
No, tension. It doesn't matter if it's more or less. Tension.
No, it does matter if there's more or less. Because if a story is like somewhat tension versus a story that has a lot of tension, you can feel it when you're watching the movie.
I don't know.
Let's put it this way. Let's use something we've both seen recently. Okay, what's something we've both seen? Okay, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. Like, there was tension in that show, but then we swapped back to watching the original Yu-Gi-Oh! And we were like, wow, this is way better. You know why? Because there was more tension.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. I just still prefer if they remain friends. If they work together.
No, I like them working together. I just don't like them completely trusting each other. Because that doesn't make sense for Batman.
Well, I'm having to disagree with that.
Because Batman wouldn't fully trust Superman if you really think about this characterization.
What are you talking about? It
Again,
totally makes sense.
The comics... Whenever people say the comics, this isn't like manga. There isn't one giant continuity. It's multiple different iterations of the characters, okay? Yes, there are some comic storylines where they're basically the super best friends and they trust each other completely, they have each other's back. Cool. There are also comics where they fucking hate each other. And then there's also comics where they work together, they kind of like each other, but they don't completely trust each other. Even in some comics, there are comics where Superman himself doesn't trust Batman. He thinks it's too much of a loose cannon. Whenever people say the comics, which comics is my question.
Fair enough. But I still just can't agree with your viewpoint. Can't really see it like that.
I just can't see Pattinson and Corin Sweat getting along. I really can't.
Well, I'm pretty sure when we get the Batman in the DCU, it's gonna be someone else. It won't be Pattinson.
I know. I'm just saying because that's the guy we have recently. That's the most recent Batman. That's the only reason I'm saying it.
Speaking of Batman, apparently it's confirmed Batman is not going to be in the Clayface movie.
Okay.
That's really interesting. Clayface is gonna be just Clayface. Batman won't appear into Batman the Brave and the Bold. So yeah, they are going with what Sony is going.
I liked Sony's universe, man. I really did. It's just...
The only one that liked from them was Venom.
No, I thought Madam Web was watchable. That movie's pretty fun.
Wait, what?
Madam Web is pretty fun.
Explain yourself right now, please.
Dakota Johnson is sexy, okay? That's all I need. Bro, Madam Web was played by Anastasia Steele. How am I not gonna watch this movie?
Constantly face-palming right now because of that.
How? It's Anastasia Steele, bro.
Madam Web was atrocious.
Dude, but Pepsi saved the name, though. It's an American company. Hell yeah.
No, hell yeah.
I'll watch Madam Web before I rewatch the Superman. I'm saying that right now.
Dude, I don't know how you can say that with a serious face.
Well, I actually have a smiley face on right now.
Okay, so part of you doesn't really mean that. A small part, maybe.
There's like, okay, well, actually, no, both movies are kind of messy when you really think about it.
Madam Web is an entire mess.
Madam Web was also a victim of Sony being a dick, which... Why are all these superhero movies victims of Sony or Warner Brothers? Can we talk about that for a second? The true enemy of these movies is the parent company.
Well, Warner Brothers at least own the characters. Sony doesn't. They have the rights to them.
I know. It's just... shit. I still stand by it. Release the David Ayer cut of Suicide Squad, please. Please. I want to know what that... David Ayer's cut of Suicide Squad, please release it.
Talking about the first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because that movie's not finished.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Because apparently it was going to be an R-rated, very serious character drama movie. And then Warner Brothers saw the success of Guardians of the Galaxy and said, do that with our supervillains.
Aye.
Guys, DC and Marvel are two different properties, completely. They do not work copying each other. I'm sorry.
They really don't.
Like, let's be real here. Do you think the first 6 Avengers could have beaten Steppenwolf? Specifically as they were in Avengers 1, not later iterations. Later iterations, yes, they would have. They probably could have beaten Joss Whedon's version, but I don't think they would beat Zack Snyder's version. I think that guy would kill them. Because one of the things about the DC villains, they don't waste their time talking. They get right into the action. I think part of why Loki lost in Avengers 1 is because he spent more time trying to prove he was badass than actually doing shit.
I don't know. It's kind of tough for me.
I think they would lose to Steppenwolf. I do. Okay, considering that Cyborg, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman working together couldn't beat that asshole, at the point that they required the Superman to show up to even stand a chance. And even then, they still lost. The only reason they won is because Flash reversed the timeline. And I think Avengers would have fucking lost. They would have gotten wrecked. They would beat the Whedon version, though. Whedon's Steppenwolf was a joke.
Yeah, that I can imagine Hulk being able to
Hulk would be able to solo that motherfucker. Yeah, but Zack's Steppenwolf would have fucking murked them. You know the reason why they changed Steppenwolf's design between the Whedon and Schneider version?
Why?
Because the Steppenwolf design for the Schneider cut was so scary that the film guide, the guys who make the PG-13 rating stuff, said it would have given the movie an R-rated because it was too scary for teenagers.
What? Come on!
Steppenwolf's design in Zack Snyder's Justice League was so scary that the film ratings board was going to give it an R rating just for that.
What is wrong with these people? What part of that? It's more menacing than Justice League, but still, I don't think that's a rated R version enough for rated R.
To be fair, that movie's only rated R for violence. Although it's still funny to me that in the scene in Joss Whedon's version, where Cyborg goes booyah, in Zack Snyder's version he says fuck the world. It's like, wow, you could really tell who was the director in this scene. Like, let's ignore the color grading and all that. He really did just say that, you know? Hello?
Yeah, true.
It's like, damn, with Cyborg you could really tell who the director was. I'm gonna be honest, trying to rewatch Whedon's cut of that movie is so painful.
I haven't rewatched it in forever.
I rewatched it because my dad and mom wanted to watch the Schneider cut. So I rewatched the theatrical cut on my own just so that I could like point out differences between both to myself. And holy shit, my god. Do you bleed? Something's bleeding. Okay, at least that was fun. I'll give him props. That shit was funny as fuck. You know what? I'll actually give... Because the thing is, I think Schneider's version is so much better than Whedon's. But I don't absolutely hate Whedon's cut. I think there are some things Whedon did right. Like having Aquaman sit on the lasso of Hestia. That was funny. It's like, this is a stupid plan and we're probably all gonna die. And wow, you are gorgeous. As he's looking at Gal Gadot. Gerbils. The scene where Aquaman accidentally sits on the lasso of Hestia. So he talks about the plan. He's like, this plan is a terrible idea. We're all gonna die. And then he looks at Wonder Woman. He's like, wow, you are gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Whedon, that was funny. I'll give you your props. But,
yeah, I'm another good one.
But damn, man, you fucked up so much of that movie. It's like, I liked Superman in the Schneider cut going not impressed. But there's also the way he enters in Whedon's version is, I happen to know a thing about truth, but I'm also a big fan of justice. It's like, okay, that's such a Superman thing to say. You know?
Right.
But, dude, I love the black suit. I actually really love the black suit.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. And also makes sense.
Because it absorbs sunlight.
Yeah.
And that's also the suit that Jor-El was wearing in Man of Steel. Which is like the most what the fuck moment that you've ever asked yourself. I will say that there are some things about the DCEU that I don't agree with. Making the Fortress of Solitude Supergirl ship was a bad idea. Because you know that dead body in the Fortress of Solitude in Man of Steel? Do you remember that?
Oh, no, I don't.
Yeah, there's a dead body. That's Supergirl. Yeah, that's Supergirl. She's dead before the movie begins.
Huh.
And actually, if you look at the house when Clark is a kid, there's a tombstone in the backyard. That's Krypto.
Damn.
It's like, Schneider, you killed Supergirl and Krypto in Man of Steel, and you didn't even make it like a famous moment. It just happened. But then again, he also shot Jimmy Olsen in the face, so, you know.
Oh, yeah, that happened.
I mean, to be fair, Jimmy Olsen is too corny for that universe. Like, the kids are not going to understand it. Because let's be real here. Do you think Jimmy Olsen from the Superman Man of Tomorrow movie that James Gunn did would fit in Schneider's universe?
I never seen him. Wait,
you know that Man of Tomorrow is James Gunn.
The one that just came out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm calling them by which comic they're adapting.
I cannot imagine that in Snyder Cut.
Exactly. That's why he killed Jimmy Olsen, because he's too corny. The children will never understand it. It's like, I get it, guys. There are some things that I think do not need to come from the comics. It's like, I understand being a fan of the comics and wanting everything from the comics in your universe, but it's like, it would be like trying to put a Mazo in the Batfleck movie. It's not gonna work. The tone is too different. Like, let's put it, do you think Robert Pattinson fighting Polka Dot Man would be cool?
That'd be weird.
Exactly, because Polka Dot Man is a character from what, the Silver Age? No, it's too goofy. Like, Polka Dot Man fighting Adam West makes perfect sense. It's like I said, you don't need to adapt every single thing from these comics. When you're trying to set a certain type of tone, stick to that tone. I'm still convinced that Shazam was never supposed to be in the DCEU. I really am.
Yeah, I guess he's kind of off-putting, but I still like it a lot.
No, I like the movie. I actually think the Shazam movies, both of them actually, are fun. They're very good movies. One is better than two, but I like both movies. But it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit at all. And that's the end of this episode, everybody. Have a wonderful day.